20 against the Broncos, and Fontes was your player of the game there. Going forward, we will be announcing players of the game every single game as well for the show on Thursday nights, looking to give out player of the week honors and that
All
as
right,
well.
so
But
the
going to
Roosters
be
better
an
win over
exciting
with
game. One thing we know, if the
both teams.
Warriors are not on their A game,
Seahawks, you
it can get
are
really, really bad,
the visiting
really
team,
early
so
with the
you get to
Seahawks
call this a
team.
coin
Top
toss,
team in the
heads or
league,
tails.
hands down. Defending champions, you've
We'll do
heard it all
tails.
before, and they do
All right,
much the
remember if
same
the
every
coin
single
rolls
week. They're going to
towards you,
show up. They're
please
going to put
back
points on the
away.
board. They're going to play
Here we go.
solid defense, one of the most dominant defenses in the league. Them and the Bucks so far playing at a high level on that side of the ball. And then offensively, if you give them an inch, they take a mile, and they put up a buttload of points. So it's going to be interesting to see how the front four, or however the Warriors choose to line up against the Seahawks offense, is going to fare against the offensive line of the Seahawks as far as containing Krevin. Because one thing we've learned about Krevin, and like I said, we say it every single week, guy can pass, guy can run, guy can do it all, and got a receiving core that if he gets in trouble and he just has to toss it up, it doesn't matter who it's going to. 9 times out of 10, that guy's going to be better than whoever you've got guarding him. It's going to be a really, really, really good game. We've had the coin toss, waiting to hear
Warriors
who won it, what they decided to do. Kind of looking like the Seahawks might have won that one. Usually, a visiting team does win because it's usually always lands on one specific face of the coin. So they're going to be kicking off to the Warriors to start this. But before we get rolling, do a few little ads for you guys. And that will be Vinyl. Vinyl is inspired by a messy combination of hipster, classic rock, and whimsical imagings with a dash of geek mixed in. You will find high-quality, 100% handmade original mesh clothing and accessories for men, women, and unisex. And Logolepsy. Logolepsy is a fascination or obsession with words. Logolepsy is bringing you your favorite quotes and song lyrics to SL in new artistic ways. Logolepsy also makes posters, flyers, and invitations for your next big event. And VR Sporting Goods, from custom gloves to standard gloves, face paints, and more, VR Sporting Goods has football gear for your next big game in the UFL. So, Ray, since you're with me right now, we got about 2 minutes. You know these two teams. You've been a part of the Warriors in the past. You scrim these teams. You're on the Titans, so you fare well against them whenever you play. What is your opinion of what you're going to see here on the field today?
Yeah, I'd probably agree with you. I think what we're going to see is if the Warriors can't hold back the Seahawks rush, it's just gonna be a bloodbath, in my opinion. I mean, Warriors have a very good team. We've scrimmed them before. We've had close games. They've beaten us before in scrims. But Seahawks, like you said, top team in my opinion, and they're a whole new ball game when you come to play these guys. If you're not playing 100%, if you make any mistakes, they're gonna capitalize on that, and they're just gonna shut you down on all sides of the field.
The thing with the Seahawks too is they're one of those teams where you can feel like you've done everything right, and you can do everything right, and sometimes it's still not enough when it comes to this team. They have playmakers all over the field at all positions: quarterback, receivers, linemen. I mean, it's top notch all the way across the board. We're about 1 minute away from kickoff here, so it's going to be imperative for the Warriors when they have the ball to hold on to the ball, because turnovers are what have changed so many of the Seahawks games when they have been close. They've been able to force a turnover, get a quick score, and then the snowball effect just kind of kicks in. So when the Warriors, they're going to get the ball here first. They're home. They're dressed in all black. Seahawks in all white. Seahawks are going to be kicking off from our right to our left. So Warriors will be moving from our left to our right. It's just going to be really interesting to see what offensive game plan they employ, because the Warriors kind of like to go a hurry up, and Gucci's a very capable quarterback, but that front four for the Seahawks is so good. As we just now hit 4 o'clock, ball should be going in play. Refs for this game are Jinx, Rhino, and I'm pretty sure Razdin's flying around somewhere, Ruby, and Kay. So a whole host of officials for this game. Like we are still waiting. I know Raz was down there for a moment. I wonder if they might be waiting on him to get back. Rhino flies up in the air, so maybe he takes over But it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be able to hold back the rush, if Gooch is going to be able to find some of his favorite targets, which have been Darian and Zany, really up to this point in the season. Ricky Bobby, very capable receiver as well. Eric's going to be out there. Pretty sure, and it's going to be interesting to see what Gooch is going to be able to do. Crevin is going to be the kicker. The 3-back for the Warriors. On the left is going to be Sick. To the right is Zany. And Gooch back middle. And also Sick, another one of the big targets. He always finds a way to just get open. Everyone knows that he's one of the favorite targets for Gooch. And has been since Gooch has been a part of the Warriors. And for some reason, he still finds ways to get opened, especially deep down the field up along that left side. It's going to be interesting to see there how many times they're able to hook up. But starting a new game, having some field issues possibly. We have a second. I'll go ahead and actually knock out my only other ad for pre and post game. So when the game's over, we don't have to cover anymore. And that is LTD Love to Decorate as a bi-monthly home and garden magazine, a monthly event, and of course the LTD website where you can get all information relating to home and garden. They are the #1 resource for home and garden. They showcase all the amazing home and garden talents such as designers, photographers, and stylists. LTD is an Avid Choice winner for Best Home and Garden Website. Also, if you're interested in being a commentator, a streamer, anything to do with the media side of the UFL, please contact me, Matt Assadar. You can contact Tom Box. You can contact Ray. You can contact really anybody in the media department. The ball is in play. It has been popped straight up, and it's going to be recovered by Zany. He's going to be able to get to the ball, and it's going to be taken down right there. Only advances the ball 2 yards. Death Sheep DS on the tackle, and that is where the Warriors are going to start their first drive. It's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Warriors on the 31.5-yard line. They're going to come out in the pistol set, tight end, pull tight to the line on the left. Sick out alone to the left. Ricky and Lito are your receivers on the right side. Darian, Smoke, and Cal are your line. So Darian has been moved down to the line for this game, knowing how important it is to get blocks for a Gooch snap. He's going to roll over to the left. He's going to push up, gets a block on the edge that he needs. Cuts up inside, back outside, pushes forward, stumble, taken down by Death Sheep again. So 2 opportunities for tackles, 2 taken down by Death Sheep's going to pick up 2 yards. Going to bring up 2nd down and 8. Warriors going to go back to the pistol set, this time over toward the right side. Lito alone out on the right. Zany pulled in tight to the left. Eric lined up as a running back behind Gooch. Snap. He's going to roll over to the right side, going to get to the dash, going to push up, going to find a hole. He's going to be off running to the 40, going to cross the 42, taken down right there. And he is going to get the 1st down. There's 2 really good runs to start the game. A 2-yard run, but the second one being 9 yards and good enough for the 1st down. It's going to be 1st down and 10 at the 42. Snaps. Going to be a handoff right up the middle. Eric's going to push through, pick up just 1 yard. 2nd down and 9, and that can be important as this game goes on. Trying to keep the interior line of the Seahawks honest with a couple of runs, just to try to keep it in their mind so they can't keep cheating to the outside. And even pop one if it works to their advantage. Snap, rolls to the left, cuts back over to the right. He's got Seahawks all in his face. Otis, hot on his trail, turns and throws the ball away. But if I'm not mistaken, that ball went straight sideways, and that's going to be intentional grounding. So not the play that Gooch wanted to do right there. Turns the ball out directly sideways. Ball has to get past the line of scrimmage. It did not do so. So that is going to be intentional grounding. Just also got word that Jeff will not be joining us, so maybe I can find us another commentator. So if you're a commentator and if you'd like to hop in on this game, just let me know. We'll get you a ticket and you can come here and join me. They're going to sit here and assess the penalty. Well, a really good start for the Warriors in terms of holding on to the
Gooch, the ball didn't cross the line,
but that right there, not what you wanted to do. Mr. Billy Dangle stepping up. TP you in, and I'll give you a... Did they pass me an extra ticket? Hold on. Billy will come in, and he will get settled. Be a 10-yard penalty, intentional grounding, loss of down, so everything bad for the Warriors right there. Gooch is going to have to be careful. Really good job of getting the ball away because he had nowhere to go, but you have to make sure that ball gets down the field across the line. And he did not do that. Move the... There we go. Sorry about that. Move the ball back into place, and we will see the formations res. Warriors operating out of the pistol set, which is really good. The only thing that I wish is that the formation had 2 receivers over to the side where the tight end was pulled in and left a single receiver alone on the backside. If essentially it would be your trip set, except one of the guys would be pulled into the line. You could do that as well. That would be nice. A couple different formations I'd like to get done. Snap. He's going to step to the right, come back to the left. Great push up the middle, but he's going to break outside of it. Really good blocks and containment. Going to keep rolling. Dan is right on his tail. Throws the ball up. This is never good, but we're going to see who comes down with it, and it is intercepted. They all congregated in the middle of the field down on the 33-yard line. You cannot do that against the Seahawks. As soon as the ball went up, I knew that it was going to be bad. The Seahawks are going to come out, trip set to the right. They go fast, 2 to the left. Prime time, Death Sheep and Otis are your line.
Hey.
Krevin, your quarterback, snap's going to roll over to the right side, straight in off. The rush was Darian, but he gets picked up, backs around, pushes up, got room to run. He's going to throw it across the middle, got a receiver wide open, and overthrows the intended receiver on the play. If I had to guess, I'm going to say it's probably Jaden, because he always gets open deep middle. Not really sure how that happens, but he does. The ball was just overthrown. Krevin extending the play with his legs, steps up into the pocket, delivers the ball across the middle. But too far. Snap is going to roll over again. He's going to be stumbled, but they're not able to corral him. Krevin fights out, turns around right into the waiting arms of Zaney, who fought through the block and gets the sack. Loss of 11 yards. Really good pressure so far by the outside linebackers, forcing Krevin at the push back into the middle. And Zaney there to lock him up. So far, front four doing a good job. Snap. He's going to roll to the right again, hanging around the 10-yard line, cuts back, cuts in, gets stumbled and taken down by Darian. Loss of 13 yards, 4th and 34 on the 9-yard line. Excuse me, and they're going to line up and go for it. So big opportunity right here for the Warriors. We know this ball's going to get up. It's got to get past the 44-yard line for a first down. So we're going to see what the Warriors are able to do here. Snap, dances around, rolls back to the right, comes back to the right again. Along the line, throws it across. Got a receiver standing wide open. They are completely rolled over to the right side and left a backside deep pass wide open. And Dante's going to catch it, but a flag on the play. Maybe illegal blocking downfield.
Could be, man. But I think what happened there, just from what I can see, Zaney picked a good gap. He juked around and he found the gap in between the center and the left guard, but he had no backup on the other side. So Krevin, all he did was just roll to the other way and found a good crease. But when you're rushing, you can't get too hungry. Everybody can't go to the same place, or else the quarterback's just going to roll the other way.
And welcome in, Mr. Billy.
Absolutely, thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, really good throw right there across the field. Big 4th down opportunity for the Warriors. And the Seahawks make the play, throws it up deep down the sideline, and it's going to be uncatchable. 2 times Krevin has overshot his intended receiver, going toward Angelo up the right sideline. Ball harmlessly falls to the turf. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10 at the 46.5-yard line. Snap, rolls to the right, good pressure, rolls back to the left, back to the right again, gets some good blocks. Krevin's going to get outside the contain. He's going to look to run, pushes up, gets stumbled though, gains no yards. Smoke CeeLo on the pressure and the tackle. Bring up another 3rd down, but the one thing we were talking about with the Seahawks is this. You can do great for every single play, but all it takes is one moment, and that could mean 6 points.
I think Krev's under a little bit more pressure than he's used to.
Good cutback right there. Going to look to run, trying to set up some blocks. Eric's on the edge, gets the stumble. Good job not biting on any fakes. That's how the cornerback's supposed to play contain. And Ricky Bobby comes in, cleans it up, pick up a 5 yards. It's going to be 4th down and 5, so another opportunity for the Warriors to get a stop. maybe 4th and short is more favorable than 4th and long for them. But this brings in Crevin's running ability with it only being 5 yards. Throws it across the middle. 2 receivers wide open. And the ball falls to the turf just a little bit. Crevin off early in this game with his passes. And that ball skipped right between 2 receivers, just thrown in the perfect spot where nobody could catch it. And that works out to the benefit of the Warriors as they get the ball back at the 50-yard line.
Absolutely. That was good, in my opinion, good pressure, but not good coverage. The receiver could have come down with that.
And off to Eric. Tries to go over to left guard. Gets no yards. One of the Dans, Lieutenant Dan, standing right there waiting on him. Except nothing. But those handoffs can be big because it's going to force that line to really watch.
Down set.
The Warriors in the pistol set, fake the handoff, rolled, push back, push forward, back again, dropping back, looking for a receiver, throws it cross, and a little miscommunication. I saw what he was trying to do. He was throwing to Zaney in the middle of the field. Zaney cut out. He was open, and as soon as the ball was released, he cut back into the inside, so a little miscommunication there. But middle is voided right now by the Seahawks.
Down set.
The Warriors have opportunities across that part of the field. Snap, Gucci going to step up. Good blocks by the Warriors, and he's still going to roll around. He's going to get to the side, throws it. That's overthrown, but a nice catch by Zaney. I thought it was overthrown. Zaney with a great adjustment in double coverage, taken down by Jaden. Not many people can put a notch in their hat that they want a one-on-one or a toss-up against Jaden.
Redemption. That's
really
what that was. He knew he had to make the next catch, or as the coach would be in his ear, so he had to go for it on that one and grab that ball.
Just trust me. Right now, the Warriors are in field goal range, so an opportunity to take the lead. Currently, where they sit, if they make no mistakes, trips to the left, 2 to the right. Sick, Eric, and Zaney, your receivers on the left. Ricky, Bobby, Lito, your receivers on the right side. Darian, Smoke, and Cal are your line, and they've been doing a great job keeping that Seahawks front back. Snap. He's going to roll over, and he's going to have room to run and blocks up the sideline, cut inside, back outside, making 1-2-man miss, steps out of bounds, picks up 14 yards, and the Warriors inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal at the 9. Put a flag on the play.
Guys, that play's going to come back. We have pass interference on the running back on the home team.
That's a cadence call.
Could be.
Ray, what you got? Oh, man.
I didn't see that.
The pass interference called against the Warriors.
Was it a block in the end zone? Could that have been what it was?
Well, I mean, if they're blocking downfield past the 7 yards before he gets it, before he crosses the line, it's still considered pass interference.
Home team.
Okay. It was in the end zone? But, okay.
15-yard penalty.
It's a shame because it was an excellent run. Good blocking up front on the left-hand side. They gave him a crease. The D-line bit up into their run instead of being conservative and waiting for the run to come to them. Excellent job by the blocking team to see the aggressiveness and go for the blocks.
Definitely. Really good. All of that and up until this point, and things can change moment to moment, but I've been really, really impressed with the offensive line of the Warriors, keeping back one of the best defensive lines in the league. Gooch has had some pressure he's had to avoid, but he's worked really well with his line to get the blocks, and he's been throwing from clean areas outside of the intentional grounding penalty. He hasn't really been too bothered by immediate pressure straight in his face in the backfield. Look for the Seahawks to maybe try to amp up the pressure a little bit more, but Gooch has been able to take advantage of it, find some good passing lanes, and as we know he can do, run the ball very effectively. I can promise you this, no wide receiver in the league is mad when your quarterback's running like this, especially if you're playing the Seahawks. You're like, just get yards. I don't care. Don't ever throw me the ball. Just find a way to win this football game, because a win against this team is massive. And they're still in field goal range. Field goal range is like the 46 or something like that.
Somewhere in that area, yeah, max range.
So, snap, fake handoff. He's going to roll over to the left, wait for a couple blocks, step inside. Just like that. That's how he helps set up his offensive line. But Diaz is on his heels. So is Angelo. Runs around, pushes back, throws it down short, and that's going to be intercepted. The route was jumped by Lieutenant Dan. Yep, he's trying to hit Zany, I think, on the comeback, and Dan just sprinted and beat him to the spot.
See, they're seasoned veterans on defense. They know that when the quarterback has pressure, that the receivers are going to come back trying to help him out. So, Chris Taco, he just jumped the route. He jumped the route and grabbed the pass. Really good job on his part.
And Rhino drops to the field, so wait to see what he's saying.
Okay.
From our sideline reporter, Mr. Ray Robert.
Another thing that I've noticed is that the defensive line of the Warriors, we haven't said a whole lot about them so far, but they, for the most part, unless they get too hungry, their contain has been pretty solid, especially on a quarterback like Crevin. If he only gets a 5-yard gain or so every possession, for him that's a good thing because he's normally a 13 to 17 yard per rush kind of quarterback. And so if you can keep him to those low yards and you can keep him pressured into making bad decisions, you still put yourself in a good spot to make some things happen.
Yeah. Okay. As it was last night as well. Thank you, Linden Labs, for your unscheduled maintenance. Snap, he's going to roll over toward the right. He's going to get a good hole right up the middle, over pursuit, and really good blocking on the inside. Not really over pursuit. Darren was where he needed to be, but great blocks on the interior gives an easy 10 yards or 9.99 yard running lane. Really good job by Crevin to find a hole and work through it. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Jaden, Dante, and Angelo, your receivers on the right side, and that's where he's going to roll, and it's going to be a flag on the play. False start against the Seahawks. Here we're having some issues in World, so we can try to toggle, see if maybe that'll help you guys.
I shot the stream link in World in case if anybody's having any issues hearing us or anything like that as well.
Yeah. SL's voice has been having an issue. They're even dealing with that down on the field right now as well, so...
We had a delay of game yesterday because of that. It was like, what, 27 minutes delayed because of voice? I've had issues since last Saturday. I couldn't even get my voice to work at all last Saturday, and I had to check in. Luckily, Horns was the ref and has known me for years, so she knows that, nobody wants to be me but me. So she's like, go ahead, check in through TeamSpeak. So,
yeah. 5-yard penalty.
It happens. It's the wonderful world that we play this game in, so...
Somehow it always happens during the weekend, though. Have you ever noticed that? I don't think I've ever had a voice problem or anything like that during the week, but come weekend, problems run rampant.
Right. And why do your maintenance on times when there's going to be the most people around? But whatever, who cares? Moving on.
It could be why it's unscheduled. Because they're not used to that big of a volume, and things are just crashing the servers because, they could be going low budget with their servers. In a lot of games, that's an issue when you have high player volume, or like if you're in a beta testing stage and you have more people signed up for the beta than you thought you would, servers having issues. But SL's been a thing for a long time. You'd think they'd have gotten better servers by now.
That's right. Ball is going to be backed up 5 yards for the false start. The ball is now put back into play. It's going to be second down. Second down and about 5. So trips. Go ahead.
One of the line starters for the Bills isn't here. I've noticed that Kovu isn't there, and they're having to put Death Shoot in.
Snap, rolls to the right, cuts back inside, got some room to run, going to see if he can't make it happen. Still looking for a pass. Nice little short routes run right there by Lieutenant Dan and another receiver. I didn't get his number. Probably is Dante out
there. That was
Taco. I know. I saw the one who called out. Some of the other one who was in the area.
Oh, my bad.
Probably Dante, because he likes to play around in the middle. Tap. Rolls to the left, cuts back to the middle, heading back to the right, hits the hash. Got a receiver across the middle, throws it, and empty space. That was a bad pass. Or he was just saying, it's open there. Because Cam used to do that. He'd get mad or upset because you weren't getting to the open spot. He'd throw the ball there.
Well, I think what he was trying to do was throw that deep middle seam out of coverage, and he just underthrew it just a little bit too much. It was a good idea on placement, just not the right trajectory.
Yeah. Again, it's going to be trips over to the left. Snap, cuts left, back right, got a receiver open. Doesn't take it, pushes up to the line, backs out again. Really good coverage right now by the Warriors. Got receivers kind of running back and forth. And he gets sacked, taken down by Zany. Loss of 14 yards. Going to break down third down and 24. Great, relentless pursuit by the front four. Great coverage on the back end to not allow Crevin anywhere to throw the ball. And the moment he gets a receiver semi-open is the moment that Zaney comes in and crashes the party. Snap, heads left, back, right. Zaney almost gets him again, cuts back inside to the middle, looking for room, looking for a receiver, throws it deep. It's going to be one-on-one with Jaden, and he's going to win the battle as usual. Cut to the left, walk into the end zone, and just like that, they get points on the board. 51-yard touchdown strike from Crevin. He's going to take that one-on-one with Jaden all day long. And there it is. 6 points on the board from Crevin to Jaden. Line up for the extra point. And then Crevin line it up. Step up, step back, step up, step back, step up, step back, up. Kick up, good. 7-0 Seahawks over the Warriors. The only thing is, in games like this, you have to take advantage of every opportunity that you have. And the Warriors had the ball down deep in in Seahawks territory. Opportunity for a field goal. They come away with nothing. And like I said, turnovers are what can make games get out of hand. Now it's only 7-0, but the Seahawks were doing nothing really up until the turnover, and then they go down and get a score. So little things like that spark teams. And for the Warriors, you want to try to keep them down.
So, hey.
Well, one thing that only thing I could think the safety did wrong is that, I don't think he protected the ball enough, and so when Crevin threw it slightly underneath, Jaden just went down there and grabbed it.
It'll be kickoff. He's going to get outside. He's got a little bit of room to run. Him and DS. He's going to hit the sideline. And here he goes up the side to the 50. And he might be gone. To the
Nobody's
30,
got the angle on him yet.
To the 20, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. And Gooch answers right back. 65 yard. Not 65 yards. That's stupid. That's going off of the field. The ball was actually to the end zone, so a 99-ish yard run and return is going to give it all back to the Warriors, and they answer just like that. Great blocks. He gets one-on-one with DS on the edge, and Gooch with anybody in space. I don't like the defender's chances. He gave him a little shake and bake. He hit the outside, and...
Well,
sorry.
It's good.
Kick is up. Kick is good. What happened?
What happened there was, you had Death Sheep on the outside with Gucci running the ball, and Death Sheep really had no backup towards the outside, so he knew that he couldn't be aggressive because if he would have been aggressive trying to go for the tackle, more than likely, Gucci had blockers in front of him. And so I think if they'd have brought somebody to that outside as well to help back Death Sheep up, and he could have been more aggressive going for the tackle, it might not have went for a touchdown, but... as we see, that's what happened there. Death Sheep had no backup.
Yeah, and the thing you have to do there, whether or not you're the original gunner on the outside or not, if you become the only guy to the outside, you cannot give up the sideline. Death Sheep bit on that inside fake, gave Gucci the outside. Well, then you're looking at a potential touchdown. If he forces Gooch to cut back into the middle of the field, all those people had angles enough that it wouldn't have resulted in a touchdown.
Absolutely.
If you're caught on that outside, you have to force that guy back into the inside, and he's going to get the ball at the goal line, and Jaden's going to cut up the middle,
just like we just saw
for a second.
Should have happened.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, kickoff coverage is about containment. You say, all right, contain the outside, squeeze them down, give them nowhere to run, take them down.
Right.
You get aggressive at like the last moment, especially if you're the inside guys. But if you're stuck on the outside, you have to be pretty passive.
You have to be the outside guy.
Yep. Snap. Crevin's going to take over toward the right.
He's got a
Cut
crease
back
in the
to the
middle.
left. Room to run. Takes it up. Back, and Zaney tackles it from behind 5 yards. Second down and 5. That brings us to the end of the first quarter. Game tied 7-7. Seahawks on the heels of a 53-yard touchdown pass from Crevin. And then the Warriors answered right back with a 99-yard kick return by Gooch. Snap. Runs around. Smoke kind of bit on the inside and gave Crevin the lane, but good job there by Cal. Picks up 3 yards. Going to bring up 3rd down and 2.
They're really good at, even if the D-line, the 2 DEs give them cushion, the linebacker core has done a really good job of collapsing on the run, not giving Crev much room to work. Because Crevin's normally, like I said, a 10 to more yard runner.
Kress snaps, heads to the left, cuts back to the right. Looks like he might get the edge, maybe enough for the nope. And good angle there by Darian, playing the Warriors defensive line, playing really, really, really good angles right now.
Absolutely. Their contain has been really good so far. They're not getting blocked. Yeah. They're not really being too aggressive. They're finding the happy medium between being aggressive and being passive.
And it's 4th down and 1. We're going to see what the Seahawks have. Throwing it up deep again, and it is going to be intercepted by Darian. So now if you're the Warriors, you got a shot. Take the lead.
I think that the receiver was a little bit too much out of range, and so the ball ended up being slightly under, and the safety was just there to make the play.
Ball is back in play, and the Warriors with the ball. After the Darian interception is going to be 1st and 10 on the 22-yard line. In the pistol formation, pulled in tight to the line on the right. Snap, steps up, and Otis brings them down. Loss of 5 yards. 2nd down and 15. Really, the Warriors here, you just want to play smart. Give yourself a shot.
Absolutely. They don't want to be too aggressive here, but at the same time, I think that they should just keep doing what they're doing. You know, don't do anything fancy, don't do anything crazy. You know, because like I saw in yesterday's game, I think that the Broncos were, you know, when they had the upper hand slightly, they started doing some crazy stuff, and I think that's what ended up giving the Cowboys a whole lot of momentum.
Snap, fake handoff, throw down into the flat. It's going to be caught by Zany, tackled immediately, though, by Lieutenant Dan. Taco, 4 yards, going to bring out 3rd down and 11.
Good case of a corner doing his job right there, and going up there and snapping out the catch before it really happened.
Now, whenever you've got, you know, your 2nd and long, 3rd and long, you'll give them a little bit of cushion, ensure the tackle. Like, all right, well, I'll give you 4 yards. If you try to jump that route, maybe he catches it behind you, is able to reel off a lot more yards. So we know Zany's dangerous with the ball in his hand, so just kind of shore up on that tackle. Really good player there by Lieutenant Dan. One of the 2. Snap. Rolls back over to the left, steps up, drops back, dances around. He's got 3 on his, throws it across the field, and it is going to be caught. Great catch by Ricky Bobby. 17 yards on the pass and catch into double coverage.
Yeah, not great blocking on that one. The guard in the center got caught on the same guy, thus creating all that pressure you saw on the inside and the outside. But good recovery by the quarterback, and thankfully the receiver came down with what, in my opinion, was a slightly dangerous pass.
Yeah. I mean, it went up into double coverage. I mean, there were... I mean, that's if you throw the ball just up against the Seahawks, I consider it a dangerous pass.
Absolutely.
Snap, handoff. We got some blockers out in front, but not able to really set anything up. Great individual effort by Dan right there. Picks up 3 yards. What looked like a really good setup. He's just able to weave his way through the blockers and take Eric down. But utilizing that handoff, a really dangerous thing. We see a lot of teams not really. I mean, we see more teams, I think, using it now than in the past. Snap's going to head over to the left, throws it back across to the flat, and he's missed.
Bad placement.
Just in front. It was just in front of Eric. I feel like if he sprinted, he probably would have caught the ball. He got clocked by Dan immediately, but you were been talking about 2nd down and about 2.
Yeah, a lot more manageable.
Yep. So 3rd down and 7. Pass incomplete. As they went look for a little wheel route. The running back, it did nothing but find the ground. So Gooch taking a little bit of time. Ball is now in play. Snap. Fake handoff. Left. Dropping back. Great pressure. Waiting for a block. Finally gets it. Rolls over. Throws it into no man's land. Closer to being intercepted than anything. And it's going to bring down 4th down and 7. And they're going to go for it.
I don't think... Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
The blockers didn't really do a great job of reading their quarterback there. They were pressuring on the outside, good containment on the weak hand side, but the thing is that strong side lineman didn't get the block, and so they were just keeping the quarterback in. They've got to give him somewhere to go outside of this middle, because if you force a quarterback to stay in the pocket, no matter what he's doing, unless it's to the middle, it's an uncomfortable semi-cross-field throw.
I agree. We're going to see what they have planned here for this 4th down. Big play. Snap, fake handoff. Rolls over toward the left. Cuts back into the right. Got some room. Got some room. Throws it across the middle, and it's going to be batted down. And I saw where he was going. He was going to Zany, and that would have been a 1st down because he was wide open. But a great job right there by the defensive line to get themselves in a position to bat the ball down.
I need to TP someone.
Revan's running it over to the sideline.
Okay.
We're going to TP a player in during the stoppage of play.
Well, from an O-lineman's perspective, because really that's all I really know. From an O-lineman's perspective on that one, they did a decent job, after a good while of holding in that strong side. But the thing is, like I said earlier, there was no real backup on the weak side. Usually what you want to do when you're rolling, like, for example, if you're wanting to roll left, then that right side guard needs to hang a little bit closer to the quarterback in case if they do decide to go B-gap on the weak side. But they didn't really do that. Thus, like I said, it left the quarterback not a whole lot of room to run with.
Here, please.
Can I TP in a player? Or
well, Billy, they're bringing in player Mal is now in here.
TP in a player or no?
You joined in. You're watching this game. What are your big takeaways right now? We know Seahawks are favorites to win it, of course, because they're favorites to win every single game. But if you're the Warriors, what would you do any different if you would do anything?
Can you check to make sure you have the right ball?
I would. Well, first thing I would do is, on O-line, I would make sure that I was reading the quarterback trying to set up some key blocks, because that's not really happening in my opinion. The receivers don't look like they're sprinting off the ball at times. You made a comment about that earlier about one of the receivers, but as far as just little things, like there's nothing huge. Like I wouldn't, change anybody out on the Warriors side. And on Crevin's side, the only real errors we've noticed is that, there's been a couple of containment issues with the O-line. They haven't really, given Crevin much space to work with, and then some small trajectory problems. So it's really, like I said, it's a bunch of small things.
We were talking about this game on the Pulse, and this game got my nod for for game of the week. Eventually they said it was our game last night. But this game is living up to what I was expecting it to be. Like I said, Warriors are a team. I've been really high on this team, just from experiences with them, and really happy to see this kind of performance because it makes me look like I'm a genius. So.
Absolutely. The Warriors are definitely, in my opinion, a definite sleeper pick. That's not a team that you hear everybody talking about a lot.
Good job by Jaden. He went deep, worked his way back to the middle, and it just seems like they're having issues with sprint, especially Eric. And it's gonna, oh man, he about shaked and baked a little bit too much for the Warriors and took it into the end zone. But Eric seems to be struggling with his sprint right now. Yeah. There was that pass at the sideline, and right there with no sprint, that's what allowed Jaden to pick up about 20 more yards.
It's extremely lethargic coverage right there. They had some decent contain, and if the coverage would have been better, they probably could have gotten a sack on Kraft.
Snap, steps in, heads over, waits for a block, doesn't get it. He didn't cross it. The line didn't change colors either. He was really close to it. He's going to cross now. There's got room to run, cuts inside. It didn't change ever, so
that's
maybe
what
he
I'm
did.
saying.
That was delayed. He was right on it. Close. Down here around the end zones, we know field likes to get laggy.
This field, never.
No.
No,
right,
not on this sim in this field, never.
Second down and goal from the 6-yard line. So they have to score a touchdown. 3 receivers on the left side, 2 on the right.
Crab likes to throw really quick in the end zone, so they're going to have to tighten up coverage extremely.
Snap, heads over toward the left, dancing around, sees he's got some room over there to run, doesn't want it, cuts back across, looking for a receiver. Got one out in front of the coverage, cuts inside, nice little move, but he's going to get down to the 2. Tackled right there by Ricky Bobby, picks up 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and goal, 3rd down and 2, whichever way you want to look at it. 3rd down and goal from the 2. 3 receivers again on the left side, 2 on the right. Crevin alone in the backfield. Otis, Deadsheep, and Mal now your offensive line. Snap, and they're going to roll over to the left. They're going to cut back to the right. He's got a couple of blockers. Zany had a free shot at him. Absolutely whiffed. But he's going to break outside. He's looking for a pass. Got one back middle, and he got it. Saw it, and he got it. Good pass. Gets tackled in the end zone. Doesn't matter.
I've said it a couple times before about this defensive front of the Warriors. They're not really backing each other up. And when we're practicing, we kind of call this me ball, and it's not. It's just in your head. Everybody's going for the hit there, and I understand that. But the thing is you've got to back each other up and set each other up.
Hold on a minute, guys.
And Zany had good pressure, and he could have gotten the hit if he'd had backup on that weak side. But Krebs saw that there was no one there. He just moved to the weak side and made a play happen.
Yep. Really good job also. Working back over toward the right and just squeezes the ball back across the middle. Angelo got the step that he needed, and Crevin found And Cribbin found them right around the Warriors logo, so really good job there as the Seahawks get back on the board. 14-0. Pitting this extra point, but we know that they like to fake. Which one thing which we'll see if they do it, is I'm glad that teams are beginning to implore this
You want
tactic.
me to just run it in?
They're going for 2, as they usually do. Maybe not. They've changed it. But
it could be a fake field goal. They've done that a bunch. But
yeah, I'm glad the teams are employed because I'm sitting here and I'm watching games throughout the preseason. I'm seeing all these teams try for 2 points. I'm like, guys, I don't care what they line up in. We're going to be in a standard defense and play it like it's going to be a real play. Because I watch games, especially with the Seahawks, and they would just do 2-point conversion after 2-point conversion, and the other team was still lining up in field goal block, and I'm just like banging my head up against the table. Like, come on, guys. I mean,
and you'll see people posting and saying things about how that's not the classiest thing to do things. But in my opinion, it's not necessarily about class; it's about competition. You've got to go in there and stop it. It's not the Seahawks' job to stop their own offense. It's the defense's job, or whoever goes for 2 in any current situation. It's the defense's job. That's like running up the score in the 4th quarter. Well, if you don't like it, stop it. That's always been my opinion. Even in real life football, like there's teams in the NFL and in college that like to run the score up when they're obviously in the lead. You want to get that point spread.
Yeah. Ball is going to be kicked, and it's going to go too far. Gooch pushed up when the ball was kicked initially. If he would have stayed back, he would have been able to catch it. But no return magic on that play, and they're going to line up with their offense. Same pistol set over toward the left. Zaney pulled in tight on the left side. I kind of have mixed emotions about as far as running up the score and doing stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of it per se, but I also get it. You work all week and you're only on this field for a certain amount of time. Throw across the middle, you better be happy it wasn't high or that was picked off. And the Warriors need to be careful here because if they get too antsy, it's 3 minutes and 11 seconds, plenty of time. The Seahawks are going to get the ball back to start the second half. But, don't force anything. Just don't be stupid with the ball. Protect it, and you'll be fine. Snappy's going to roll over toward the right, push up, trying to get a block. Runs into a whole host of Seahawks. And Otis is going to be credited with the tackle. But like I was saying, you see teams lining up for 2 when they're up like 50. My thing is, if you're going to do 2, go for 2, from like the beginning of the game. Don't do it after,
you've already won.
Just to be a douchebag. Snap, throws it, and he moved out of the way. Miscommunication, and that's going to be a pick. They better get back and have good coverage, or this could be 6. Good tackle there by Darian. I don't know who was throwing to. It might have been Lito. Could have been Ricky. I'm trying to see if I can't kind of tell by how they look. It's either Lito or Ricky. But as soon as it threw the ball, just the receiver moved out of the way. That's the second time that happened because on the previous play, it was the same thing as what was almost an interception. But now the Seahawks have an opportunity to start blowing the game open. Snap's going to step right up. Plenty of room to run. None at all in the middle. All voided it. Runs up to the 10-yard line. Going to pick up 5 yards. Down and 5. 2 minutes and 28 seconds to go.
That was a lack of awareness on the defensive end front. The thing is when you've got to be more aware. When you see your OLB go out there and get blocked like we just saw, you've got to take his role. You've got to rotate. Offensive and defensive line's all about rotation.
Yep. Right there, Darian went on the inside, and Cal's got a sprint over. All right, finally did it. Pulls back inside, looking around, looking for a receiver. Place to throw the ball, trying to get good containment. Throws it, and what was the defender doing?
No coverage. He was. See, the thing is that I've noticed that on offense and defense. You notice that in some of the younger receivers, people who are trying to develop, they will juke themselves out of the catch. They will over-adjust. I think that some people don't realize that whenever you sprint to one direction or the other, literally how much ground you cover. With every sprint, with your strides as big as they are, you cover at least 2.5 yards per step. So you've got to overcompensate for that. Just barely take one step. That's one thing that I've had to work on with my own development. As far as blocking is concerned, is overcompensating. Because you don't realize how much ground you cover when you're moving.
Kick is up. Kick is good. Yep. Yep. See, and that was. Did they hear what you said, Ray, or are you muted? I don't know. Okay, so I can say this point because I was actually about to say that. If the guy doesn't move, like when he throws the ball, he's throwing it into trouble, and Ray even alluded to this after watching the replay. That's a potential interception. I think it was Ricky Bobby on the coverage. But when the ball's thrown, he runs backwards. He takes a step back. That's why I said like he didn't need to move. All he needed to do was just keep busting it straight. If he did that, then I mean you're looking at a potential pick in the end zone. It's going to be a tight 1-on-1. But right now, Gucci trying to find room to run, bounces around, runs around, really good containment, taken down by Dan, top hat, I don't know, whatever.
I mean, if you wanted to adjust, I mean, a move front to back, go for it. If you want to make a little subtle joke to the front to make your catch a little bit better, okay, but because it's easier to go from front to back than it is from side to side in a pinch situation.
Now, we'll get a chance to watch it back, replay later. But that'll be a play. Nice pass right there. Good short catch. It's caught by Zany. Fights around. Picks up 18 yards. But he didn't have to adjust front to back. He was in front of the receiver, running parallel with him. It was one where the way he's running, his hitbox is out there covering that receiver's body.
Absolutely.
It was going to
have to move it all.
Crevin can make a perfect pass, and it still could have been a touchdown, but it goes from being a potential interception to a wide open touchdown, uncontested. Because the defender decided I'm just going to run away from the ball here for a minute, and that's why when he threw it, I said, "What are you doing?"
We need 124 on the clock.
Because I'm watching it.
Triple
We
zero.
got a pick about to happen here. I'm getting geared up for that call, and then he moves out the way, and I'm like, "Okay, well, we got a touchdown." But Warriors have the ball with. Is there no time left? Okay. A minute 26 seconds.
I think if anything, the Warriors, what they need to do right now is they're getting too upset. And you can tell, I can tell in the way they're playing. Their blocking's gotten worse. Their coverage, receiving, everything. Zany's pretty much the only consistent receiver they're getting right now because I think everybody's so upset, so calm down. There's no need to get upset. Play your ball, do like you were doing in the first part of this game, and maybe you can get back into it.
Yep, I agree. It's just 2 scores.
Absolutely, and we saw even yesterday, a 2-score deficit isn't anything, especially in the beginning of the game. Isn't that right, Mr. Asbell?
That's right. It's all about the environment inside that
excellent containment.
Real good job. He needed that one block, did not get it. Backs down the sideline, throws it across to the middle, and Zany right there again. Push forward and get the first down. Why he didn't, I do not know. But it's gonna be 2nd down and 1.
I think that even if the blocking on the outside would have been better, he was so close to the out of bounds that he would have been right anyway. Go ahead.
Yeah, I probably would have registered him as out of bounds. Snap rolls to the right, throws deep across the middle, and a nice catch by Lito. Good adjustment. Jaden on the tackle, 27 yards. Timeout taken by the Warriors, 48 seconds to go until halftime.
That was decent placement by the quarterback, but I really do think that the wide receiver made that play. Yep. I think if he wouldn't have spun around and grabbed it, that probably would have been an interception.
Yep. I agree.
Bam.
3 receivers on the left side, 2 on the right, waiting for the ball to be put back into play as the Warriors took the timeout just to stop the clock, so this should not be that long of a stoppage. 50 seconds to go as they reset the clock. Ball is now put in play. Gucci in the backfield by himself. You said 3 receivers on his left side.
Down
to his right. Snap heads right, comes back left, kind of stands in the middle, kind of set up his blockers, and he's gonna step back, trying to find another receiver. Pulls around. Don't want anything to be dangerous here. He's gonna throw it up. He got a receiver wide open, backside, catches it right there at the 2-yard line. Lito once again probably call a timeout.
Did it look to you, like from my angle, it looked like he kind of, while he was still up, went into the end zone? Do you think that they'll put that under review, or was that not even close?
I was cam back on Gooch, so I didn't cam down to the receiver.
Okay, he didn't make it.
Yeah, it looked like about where it was, because it kind of caught it and it got hit immediately. But a really good job by Lito, 2 real big catches.
Well, I think that was just in my opinion, bad coverage because he got caught sleeping on that one, because I'm pretty sure the entire defense thought that was going to be a sack because it was good containment. Yeah, they got some blocks, but in my opinion, we're way too late. Yeah. Gucci was pressure, but the thing is that you've got to keep that coverage tight.
Snap, handoff up the middle. That's going to get it down to the 1. They might stop to take a look at it.
I'd take a look at that one.
But in any case, they're just going to do that again, and it's going to be a touchdown because you can't stop that.
It's impossible.
So, with how the field does.
Yeah, but to me, if it's something that's impossible, I think it
Hold on
should
one
be
second. We're having a hard time stopping the
against
clock.
the rules to hand off straight in the middle like that. Like, if it's literally impossible to stop, there should be something about that. That's just my personal opinion.
Did they not call a timeout?
They gave him a touchdown.
No, that's the end of the half.
Oh, goodness, they didn't call
Did they not call their timeout?
Stop.
Or
were they waiting for the refs to look at it?
I'm assuming that they called a timeout, but... Yeah. Okay, yeah, I was fixing to say.
All right. We're being told there are clock issues, so thank goodness. I was about to say, oh, wow. And they had someone just TP in onto the field.
Was it me again?
No. How that's even possible, I don't even know. Who is that? It's a noob.
It's somebody that is, it's Aries. I don't know who that is. But yeah, yesterday I accidentally TP'd onto the field because I was using a new viewer.
No, it's not a noob. Just looks like one. I hope that's nobody's friend over here. I just sort of like a noob.
I mean, yeah, they don't have, I don't know, yeah. At least he's wearing clothes.
Like Billy last night, if you missed the show.
Oh yeah, that was great. That was hilarious. Like, because like I said, I was trying out alchemy, and I forgot to fix the click teleport, and I was camming in on what's his y'all's new quarterback. What's his name? I can't think of it right now.
Fearsome.
Thank you.
All right, so we
moved.
have
I
looked
tried
at
to
it multiple times.
again. I let go of alt.
It is going to be classified as a touchdown.
I'm like, no. And so I'm sitting here clicking the X, trying to log out, and just TP home. It didn't work in time.
Yeah, it was. That was funny because we even petitioned to the refs that there be an immediate penalty on you in your next game for those actions.
Yeah.
That y'all will start the game off with a penalty.
That's okay. We'll be fine.
But a good way to end the half, they're going to put 20-something seconds. They awarded them the touchdown. So a good drive there by the Warriors yields points for the extra point. Field is set at 26 seconds. Ball's in play.
What they don't need to do is, on defense, do not give up anything deep, period, because Krev has some serious deep threats at receiver. Skinner's not out there right now, from what I can tell, but still they have some definite deep threats. Jaden is probably the most obvious out there. He can catch deep. Pretty much anybody on the roster is a pretty good receiver. Yep. So you've nothing deep. I'd even put my OLBs into coverage, and if he wants to run it, go for it.
And I always said this. I was calling a Bills game last season. Much was going like this in the first half. There was 7 seconds left at half, and they scored a touchdown. And I think it was against. It might have been against the Panthers.
Down
at that time. I don't know. But it was a game, and I was calling it, and I remember it happening. And I was like, you just can't do that. Going to be caught, handed off, taken over to the side, runs around, tackled down.
That took too much time.
Well, not only that, but now you're looking at, okay, they do have their timeouts. They have the ability to hit something, just over the 50 and then take a shot at the end zone. Because it was a short kickoff coupled with a pretty decent return, so they have an opportunity now.
And their coverage has been less than great so far this half. That's another thing.
Yep. He's got trips to the right. He's going to roll that way. Crevin's going to roll around, drop back.
Deep
open. Throw it over. Nice catch. Wheels around. And this is what you can't let happen. Gets out of bounds with 2 seconds.
And they're going to take out of bounds.
So they're going to have a shot at the end zone here. So if you're the Warriors, this is what I'm saying, man. This team, all it takes is a second. And now there's 2. Yeah, go ahead.
Where I think they went wrong was miscommunication in the zones on the left-hand side. They put too many people over to help on that right-hand side, and Krev just threw it across field.
Yep. Throws it. Got a guy.
There it is again.
The backside. It's going to be
it's
good job there by Lito. And that's going to take them into the half. So a good end to the half there by the Warriors. As they add 7, they make a stop on a last-ditch effort by the Seahawks to put points. But the Seahawks have the lead, score 21-14. We are now officially at halftime. We have 2 sets of cheerleaders. And I believe it's the Warriors Vixens that are going to be going first. So we'll hand it off to the ladies, and then we'll be back, have a few ads for you guys. We'll talk about what we think teams should do, and we'll have a second half of action. Take it away, ladies. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for the second half of the Warriors against the Seahawks. Seahawks leading 21-14 currently. I want to say a big shout out and thank you to the Warriors Vixens and to the Seahawks. I don't know their name specifically. They have the Mystic Hawks for their for the halftime performances. Great job, ladies. But Billy, I hear tell you've got some ads for us. Go ahead and knock them out.
I do.
Go ahead.
This halftime is sponsored by Blueberry, an original clothing store for a woman, made by a woman with a passion for art. That's Blueberry. Simply Epic, your one-stop shop.
Not on in a world.
Simply Epic, your one-stop shop for all sports fan gear, be it football, baseball, basketball, or hockey. We have your team. Jerseys, hoodies, gotchas, and more. Don't see your favorite player or college team? Contact Sar Nambalo or Nakari Tolson, and they will get you hooked up in Simply Epic fashion. The It Girls and Fellas. Need to surprise your friend with a Res Day gift? Need something extra to make your proposal extra special? Or are you opening your own club or mall? Maybe you just want to entertain or have some fun. Then why not hire the It Girls and Fellas, professional dance troupe that always has fresh ideas for that perfect moment. And regular off-Broadway shows for beautiful theater and Second Life. Contact Winsong Charming or Carabella Vales for details.
Good job. Kick off, and the Seahawks will have it. Dancing around, looking for some space. Squeezes through. Jaden does. Gets tackled by Schmoke, picks up 28 yards. It's going to be first down and 10 for the Seahawks on the 43.5-yard line. Crevin back to work, alone in the backfield. 2 receivers to the left, 3 to the right. Big opportunity here for the Warriors. They need to get a stop. Down by 7. Here to start the second half. Snap, rolls to the right, cuts back to the left. Good block on Zaney. Schmoke's working his way. Got a little bit of gap. Zaney closes in, throws back across the middle. Nice comeback catch in the opening of the defense by Jaden. Tackled by Gooch. Picks up 15 yards. And the Seahawks going to work quickly in this one. Same setup as before. Trips to the right side. Brevin taking a moment, looking over the defense. Ball's back in play, ready to roll. Defense of the Warriors are going to get some pressure, bring them down to the backfield. They could do on this play. Clock is now running. Crevin take a little bit more time than we're really used to him doing. Waiting.
I want to make a point, but I'm scared of him. Freddie's gonna. There he goes.
Yes, snap moves over toward the right, cuts back to the left, back to the right again. Got a receiver wide open in the middle. If he comes back, nice comeback catch by Dante. But if it is a better pass, it's a touchdown.
Yeah, I've got to make this point. I've seen it twice. Bad coverage. Great containment. Like, Crev has nowhere to run the ball, really. Like, he has to pretty much scramble around the pocket, but the coverage is kind of messing it up for the D-line, not letting them get much on the sack thing. Yeah, the defensive line could get in there a little bit quicker, but the coverage has got to be tighter than that. They have zero awareness so far for the middle here in the second half.
Yep. And he had a receiver running wide open. Ball was underthrown. Good job by Dante to come back. The ball was up. And that is a touchdown. But in any case, Warriors have a chance to make a stop here. Snap rolls over toward the right, pushes up, dances back, got receivers running around the end zone, throws it into short. Nice comeback catch. Turn around, walked in like it was nothing.
Same thing.
That is Lieutenant Dan. Chris Taco with an 18-yard touchdown catch. Just like that, Seahawks put points back on the board, 27-14. Extra point pending.
That's the last thing you wanted to happen if you're wearing a Warriors uniform tonight. That you don't want to let them come into the half and score on the very first drive of the half. But there is no awareness right now, and their coverage in the middle. They're leaving it wide open. And the thing is that their containment is great, but the coverage, in my opinion, leaves a little to be desired so far.
I agree. Kick is up. Kick is good. Seahawks tack on the extra point. It's now 28-14. The Warriors did not want that, did not need that, especially in like 3 plays, no less. Could have been a play sooner, honestly. But in any case, Warriors will now be receiving, have an opportunity to answer back. This is the point in the game right here where Seahawks so many times have just blown it open. So if the Warriors go down here and can get some points, keep this game close, then anything can happen. You keep it within 1 score, I mean, anything can happen, but they allow the Seahawks to get up a couple more. It's going to be a long second half. Well, it might be a short second half. One of the two.
Yeah. The thing is, though, is that if they don't tighten up coverage, period, it's not going to happen.
Yep.
From what I've seen, their D-line is doing pretty solid. They're the most consistent thing on this team right now.
They're doing as good as they can do. I mean, they're playing them as well as I've seen. Snap, and it's immediately tackled down by Angelo. No block on them, just absolutely got crunched. They're going to go trips over to the right side. 2 to the left, 3 to the right. Gooch in the backfield. Sick and Ricky Bobby, your receivers on the left. Zany, Eric, and Lito. Receivers over on the right side. Snap is going to head over to the right, cut back to the left, wait for a block. Is he going to be able to get the one he needs? Doesn't really, but still makes it work. Picks up a nice solid 5 yards before Angelo's over there to make the tackle. 2nd down and 5.
Good defensive awareness not to let him get to the yellow line, though.
Yep.
Good way to bend and not break.
Yep. And a good play for the Warriors as well. You'll take 5 yards each time. Only down 2 scores, so you just get the ball in the end zone, give yourself an opportunity. Snaps, going to fake over to the right, come back to the left, got some free rushes on the inside, good brush up over the outside, throws it, got a receiver wide open, and he missed it. Might have been slightly overthrown.
Yeah.
From the angle I was looking at, it looked like it went over his left shoulder. The intended receiver was sick, so we'll say 50-50 on blame. I don't know.
I don't know. I'd have to go quarterback on that one because from my angle, it looked like it was way closer to the safety than it was to his receiver.
Snap goes over toward the right, keeps pushing to the right. There's nowhere to go.
Not a block. Not a block was given. The thing is that it seemed like if they're blitzing all 3 people to the right-hand side, 2 things have got to happen. Either A, the blocks have got to happen, which didn't, or B, the quarterback's going to have to go left and try to set his receiver up with his lineman up with blocks. Neither of those things happened. We saw a sack.
Now it's 4th down and 9. He's going to drop back. He's going to head to the left. He's got immediate pressure. He's going to throw it up to the middle, and it's going to be intercepted by Dante, and he's going to be tripped up and tackled at the 45-yard line. Threw it up, and it's another case of the Warriors moving away from the ball. The ball's in the air. Dante knew exactly where it was going to go. And then the Warriors receivers just gone. I mean, completely away from the ball. And that's costing them right now in both coverage and on offense.
Thing is that I think that if the Seahawks can bring it in and score on this one, that will probably do it.
Yeah, I think so too. Like you're teetering on the end of the ball game here early in the 3rd quarter. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left.
Down to
just chilling. Snap, drops back, heads over toward the left, cuts back to the right, gets a couple of blocks that he needs, steps up, got room to roll. Gonna get over, gonna throw the ball behind, and a nice catch by Jaden. Better.
Good contained back coverage. Again.
Really, really good pass. Dropped it right in there. The safety tried to recover, but Jaden had the step, and Crevin dialing it in now. 3 receivers on the left side, 2 on the right. Snap's going to head over to the left, going to wait for a block, going to wait to get it. He does get it, smokes in his face, dances around, waits for the other block, doesn't get it, dance around, got receivers crossing around in the end zone, trying to find a touchdown, throws it, and he finds a touchdown. Wide open, just standing right there in front of him. The only thing I could say they could take it back is if maybe he stepped out the back before, but I don't think he did. And with that, we're going to set up for the extra point. And if it is up and good, we're going to be looking at 35-14 here with just inside of 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. So still a lot of ball game to go. Warriors are going to have to get points on the board on this drive, though. They played really well the first half, but there's 2 halves of this ball game.
Down, set, height.
Oh, they're going to fake it. Throw it around, throws it up. And it's going to be intercepted. And they're going to be on the return, making their way down the field, trying to get a block, and he weaves in, weaves out, gets tackled.
Best case scenario, if they brought it back, it had only been 2 points.
Yep. 2-point conversion is no good. Seahawks will be kicking back to... I don't know why some people are getting on the balls here. Seahawks will be kicking back off to the Warriors. So with the missed extra point, it is 34-14.
Are they on the wrong side? That's what's going on here.
Yeah, the field needs to be flipped. They're not on the wrong side. The field's wrong. They just need to flip the possession and back the ball up. Because after the interception in the end zone, the ball came down the other way. The field just spazzed out. I don't know what they're doing. So, but in any case, this drive is extremely important for the Warriors, because if you give the ball back, I mean, we're talking about it may be over now with it being a 20-point game, then you start looking at it could get really, really bad. So just take your opportunities, find you some openings, and make it happen. I don't know why this is taking so long. Put the possession, back the ball back to the 35, and let them kick it. This is not. This shouldn't take this long.
The reason why I'm saying it's more than likely over is even if best case scenario, let's just say that even if the defense did go beast mode, they have been grossly inconsistent on offense. Their offense has either been really hot. In my opinion, they've only got one receiver with hot hands right now, and that would be Zaney. And you can't really win it with one guy.
I agree. They got the field fixed. I'm gonna line up here for the kickoff. But like you said, I mean, they even if they do score points, it's going to be hard, because right now the Seahawks are just finding openings all over their defense, and they're exploiting them the way that they usually do. You know, we talked in pregame, if you give them an inch, they take a mile, and right now they're taking a buttload of points, being able to exploit that coverage of the Warriors. All right. Lining up for the kick from the Warriors. I don't know if they would, but I'd be like, all right, guys, just watch the onside just in case. They just went for a 2-point conversion, so they may look to do some stuff like that. Who knows? Always be ready.
Downside hike.
Grabbing lining up, it is 100%. It's going to go right down the middle. It's going to be taken by Gooch. He's going to come out of the end zone. He's going to get to the 10, to the 15. Going to try to dance around. Going to cut outside, back inside to the 25. Fall down right there. The hands of Jaden Spot. Picks up 27 yards. It's going to be first down and 10 for the Warriors at the 25-yard line. Important for Gooch just to be patient. Find some openings. Move this ball down the field. Snap. It's going to step over toward the left. Going to keep rolling to the left. The only thing is I see is his receivers are a lot of deep routes and not really helping him out. Going to break outside. Going to throw the ball back, and it's going to be intercepted by Angelo. And this is when the wheels start coming off the bus, ladies and gentlemen. 3 receivers over on the left side, 2 to the right. The Seahawks smell blood in the water and are going to go for it.
Yeah, the total lack of awareness on the receivers. They need to work on their awareness, their receiving core on all sides of the ball, because it's just not there.
Snap. He's going to step over toward the left. He's going to cut back to the right. He's going to get a couple of blocks, dance around, made one man miss, and then Smoke comes in, tackles from behind, picks up 8 yards. Second down and 2 at the 22. Inside of 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Same as always for the Seahawks. Trips on the wide side of the field. Crevin alone in the backfield. Doesn't need any more help. Otis, Desheep, and Mal are the line. Ball has been placed into play. Crevin going to take a moment. Look over the defense. Take a breath. Snap the ball, head over towards left, cut back into the right, dropping straight back. Got a receiver open in the middle, and there he's going to go for it. Catch. Dance around, looking for a block. Keeps running backwards, and he gets tackled down 14 yards. Jaden Spot across the middle, wide open. And Crevin's going to get back up. Trips move over to the right side. 2 to the left.
Downside.
Snap. Going to head to the left, cut back to the right. He's got room to run. Going to push up, back around, tripped, and taken down at the 7-yard line. Picks up 3 yards. It's going to be second down and goal from the 7. Again, trips over on the right. Crevin snaps, heads over that way. And he's got a lot of green in front of him. Nobody between him and the end zone. And a guy comes down out of the end zone. That will be Gooch.
Close.
And he's going to pick up 6 yards. Needed 7. It's going to be 3rd and 1. 3rd and goal. Seahawks line up here. So far, Krev's been rolling, and he's had nothing but green in front. The containment of the Warriors has gone by the wayside on this play. On this drive, snap. It's going to head over.
No block.
Free shot by Zaney. He tried to push forward, but he's going to lose yards. Loses 4. It's going to break down 4th down. And 4th and goal from the 5-yard line. Going to see if the Warriors can stand tall here and keep the Seahawks out of the end zone. Snap. Going to head over to the right side. Crevin's going to go over. They're dropping everybody back into coverage. Wonder if it's going to be enough bodies to cover the receivers. And he's got Angelo in the corner. Good pass. Throws it to the back shoulder of Jaden. He doesn't get back to it, and the ball skips harmlessly through the turf. He kind of had 2 receivers right there. That's the second time we've seen Crevin get the ball off and it go right between 2 guys. Not that there was anything really the other 2 guys could do. It was just in that perfect position where they were unable to grab it. He had a shot at Angelo, I thought, in the corner because he broke outside in the coverage, but he took that snap, and Gooch is going to roll around to the left side. He's going to back out, look for a pass. Doesn't
got a
want to
man
do
open
that.
Cross.
And he's going to get tackled. Picks up 2 yards, 2nd down and 8. So you're the Warriors. You just stop them on 4th and goal. You got an opportunity here. Put the ball down the field. Going trips to the right, 2 to the left. Gooch snap. Drops back. He's in his own end zone. Odith is there. He runs right back into Mal. Sack, safety, 2 points, and the ball for the Seahawks. There's a free shot in on him. Gooch turned back and absolutely got crushed. May have to go through the concussion protocol after that one. That was rough. Really good job there by Mal. But no blocks on that backside when he turned backside. It's just
down.
There's a whole lot of Mal right there. It's going to be kicked off. It's going to be taken by Dan. He's going to come up the seam. He's going to head out over around the 35. Cuts back inside. Dances around again. Gets to the 45. Really good return. Where he's tackled by 6. Pick up 33 yards on the return. And it's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Seahawks at the 45-yard line.
Down, said, hey.
3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Snap, Krev rolls to the left, cuts back to the right, back to the left again. Gets a block that he needs, try to push around the edge. Comes back again. Zaney's able to fight off the block, grab, wrap him up, and take him down. Loss of 8 yards. 2nd down and 18. 3 receivers now on the right side of the field. Warriors running somebody off, making a change. Snap. Rolls to the right, comes back to the left. Got some green in front. Poor angle by Schmoke, but he's able to recover. Makes the stumble. And Cal comes in for the tackle. Picks up 6 yards. 3rd down. And 12. Three receivers to the right side.
Hike.
Snap, rolls right. Makes his way to the hash, cuts back inside, back outside. He's got plenty of room to run. Going to cross the 45-50. This can get fun, but it doesn't. Gets tackled immediately by Eric. Picks up 13 yards right there close to the 1st down. And that is going to end the 3rd quarter. So at the end of the 3rd quarter, the score is 36 for the Seahawks, 14 for the Warriors.
There were too many players.
There may have potentially been too many people on the field. I'm going to guess for the Warriors.
It would be a 1st down.
If that's so, that's even worse that they gained 16 or 13 yards or whatever it was.
They declined it.
And there was too many people on the field.
Penalty is declined.
Waiting word. It could be what's going to happen here. Ball clearly short of the 1st down, so.
Can we get time added back on the clock, too?
Here. I noticed that Gooch is wearing the wrong helmet. Gooch is wearing a Raiders helmet.
Oh goodness, he is.
Yeah, there was 4
hilarious.
seconds in the third quarter.
It's a CFL school helmet too.
All right, so after review, the play was a first down that Craven got.
We'll get to see those helmets live and in color.
The penalty is a
5-yard
penalty.
We have
actually
a moment. Let's run you through what we got for the rest of the weekend tonight, because on Saturdays and Sundays are double headers. Tonight, following this game at 7, will be the Bulldogs against the Titans. Then tomorrow at 4, we have the Raiders against the Huskies. Late game Sunday night, Mustangs at the Cobras. And Monday, capping off the entire weekend, will be the Patriots against the Buccaneers. Well, full schedule as it is every weekend except for holidays. Kicked it off with the Cowboys and the Broncos and had this game. Got plenty more to go. Like we said early in the game, if you would like to be a commentator or you have the capabilities to stream, we are always looking for that. Please contact me. That is Matt Asadar, to get all the information that you need for me to point you where you need to go to get set up. If you'd like to be here, run your mouth, have a good time like we do, or be like Ray and sit quiet and stream the game, we need you as well. If you would like to be a ref, because we're always looking for refs here, please contact Razdan McAndrews. That's Raz09 Resident. He'll get you all the information that you need. If you'd like to be a photographer, if you'd like to be on the sideline, take good pictures and share them with the community as well, please contact Duchess Button. If you're unable to remember any of their names, just remember mine, Matt Asadar, and I will point you where you need to go.
I love it. Just remember mine.
Just remember my name, and I will get you pointed in the direction that you need to go. We also have a whole host of things that we do during the week as far as media. Tuesday, we have the Power Ranking Show each and every week with Psych, Rhino, and Rayon. They will be expanding to have some guests soon. That is all under the guidance of Mr. Psych Troglodyte. Then on Thursdays, we have the Pulse. We are here live from the fan sim. Same place
there was actually
the Power Ranking Show
on there.
Takes place is where the Pulse
one
takes place
offsides
as well.
and one.
And both of those
the other
shows
one was
are
too
at
many men
5.
on the field.
And
so
currently something in development. I don't know if it happened last night. I know it was a plan to, with voice having issues. I don't really know if it did. But they were doing something with the players of the games.
They did.
From each one. So
Durgan's doing a.
Too many men on the field.
I think this is really interesting, and it could turn into something pretty awesome. Every Friday at 5, Durgan's doing a thing called the Winner Circle.
Yeah.
And I completely love it because instead of just one player of the game in every week getting all the praise, and you don't really hear much from the rest of them, everybody who gets player of the game has a voice, and they get brought into a panel with Durgan, and Durgan, you ask questions, answer questions. It's just a really informal kind of discussion. They spoke about things such as, for example, like practice culture, what your team speaks like, like things that, everybody wants to know about different teams and, practicing habits and things of that nature. It was a very nice conversation. They talked about things like that the whole time, and winning formulas and what did each person think made a winning team. I think that Durgan could do something really cool with that. And
that's every Friday, I think, at 5. At 5. Last week was or yesterday was the first of that. And of course, all of this you can catch on Hitbox. A lot of these shows, I don't know if Durgan's is. I think it's a plan to. All can be attended live and in color. So
I don't know. I'll have to ask him.
Yeah, I know. He couldn't do it last night because of voice issues.
We were at my field. We had to I just randomly rest some chairs in the middle of our practice field. But
and if you like it in black and white, I'm pretty sure that there is a Winlight setting that can accommodate all of your needs of cheese. Just so you know. But
cheese, what'd you do with your muzzle, man? We got to get you back muzzled up.
But but a whole lot going on. As far as media goes, we keep you entertained as best as we can throughout the week. We know everyone has scrims and practices as well. A lot of our stuff is at 5. That's before any anything is really going on. And right now we're just kind of running our mouth because we need to fill in this this time while we wait for Lord knows what what's going on the field, Ray? What have you heard anything, or are they just
Can we TP in a player?
standing around?
That's fine. All right, so here's the deal. Go to the sideline and TP them real quick.
I should have popped off some sponsors while we were just chilling.
We don't have any.
2 penalties on the
Did
thing.
we finish up?
Neither one of them are dead ball. If
well, then go ahead.
choose to accept, we will revert to
I
play
wasn't
and
looking at
move
the
it
note card.
4
I did
to
all the
5
pre-post
Yeah.
games before
yards
because we
from
had
the
time.
spot.
Yeah, I just didn't finish the
Where it
halftime
originally
ones 'cause
was.
halftime's so quick. I've got about 3
If
or 4
you
more.
decline
ahead,
them,
knock 'em
then
out.
it'll be
All right,
first down
Glamorous
right here.
was first established in
take the
December of
first down.
2013 and has its relaunch in April of 2014,
Decline.
bringing poses from couples, adults, friends, kids, families, singles, gotchas, props, and much more. Glamorous. Rain. Shoes, shoes, shoes. Rain is the go-to store of a woman with many styles. We have a variety of shoes and accessories to fit any occasion. We strive to make sure that everyone can find something that suits them. That is Rain. B-Fly Tattoos. B-Fly Tattoos has been creating an SO for over 5 years and is well known for the quality of work and customer service. With over 200 tattoos in store for both men and women and custom tattoos made to order, you're sure to find a design that suits you. All tattoos come with the latest appliers for mesh bodies for both men and women, come in 2 tones and have a vast range from abstract or oriental or old school to new school or custom made. B-Fly Tattoos have you inked. And last but not least, for Meshed. It's a monthly event that opens on the 1st of every month. Each month, we provide top-quality original mesh designs to help you fill your needs for fashion and home garden designers. We aim to provide the best of the best for the shoppers of Second Life. And that will complete our sponsors.
And thank you for each and every one of those sponsors. If you would like to be a sponsor for the UFL, contact Marlo Edenflower for all information in terms of our marketing department. You would what?
I would be the best sponsor.
You would be the best sponsor?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Billy, you have to do something to be a sponsor. You can't just sit there.
That's what I'm doing. And I'm
how-
going to be the best at SL at doing that.
At reading sponsors?
No.
Or
Sitting
doing
there.
nothing?
Exactly.
Billy Dangles for all your do-nothing needs. As Krevin takes it off the left side, picks up 10 yards and the first down following that. So I don't even really know what happened.
He ran to the left, had some pretty good
No,
blocks.
while were we waiting?
Down, said.
No idea.
Oh. Gotcha. Refs doing ref things. Gotcha. 3 to the left, right, 2 to the left.
Down, said. Hike.
Krevin along the backfield snap, rolls over toward the right side, looking for a couple of blocks. Gets it,
Nice.
throws it corner, and beautiful pass, beautiful catch, beautiful score. 27-yard strike to the right corner of the end zone from Mr. Krevin Tiros to Mr. Angelo Velladetta. 42-14. And this second half has been all Seahawks all the time. 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Snap, rolls right, comes back left, throws it middle, and it's going to be caught. And Jaden gets the 2 points.
Yeah, this game's getting way out of hand.
44-14. What was it? Just like that, they add another quick points to the board. 44-14, 8:22 to go. And at halftime, we're looking at a close game and just absolute explosion, which we're not. I mean, we're accustomed to seeing from the Seahawks. Just was expecting some more fight out of the Warriors. As they correct the field and have them kicking off from the correct yard line. So Gooch will be back deep. It's been going pretty much exclusively to him. Zaney is on the right, and Sig is on the left. Kick is up. It's going deep, 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 and it's going to be missed. And it's going to bring the ball to the 20-yard line. Touchback. Well, the Warriors will have another shot to put some points on the board. Held scoreless here in the second half. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. See what Gooch can do on this drive. If the front line can give him a little bit of time. He was taking his time, looking over the defense, or waiting for the ball has been put into play, so he is good to go. Snap, he's going to head to the left, come back to the right, going to push up, drop back, try to get a block. Mal unblocked, right in his face, throws the ball across the middle, and a nice catch by Eric. Good placement on the pass, too, right out of the hands of the middle linebacker. Crevin was rotating over. Ball got there just in time, pick up a 13 yards and a first down. 8 minutes and 9 seconds, whenever that play happened. So we're inside of 8 minutes to go. Snap is going to take a step right, going to come back left, gets the blocks that he needs, starts pushing up, gets a couple more blocks, waits for another key block, gets it, and runs around the guy who was blocked, got stumbled, but fought forward 12 yards before Des Sheep with the tackle. It picks up 12 yards, first down, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Warriors moving the ball with some efficiency now. Snap. Steps over, moves to the right side, starts to push up, waits for another block. He gets it, takes off sprint, crosses the 50, cuts inside, pushes forward, picks up another 9 yards, second down and 1 for the Warriors at the 47-yard line. They just keep going trips to the wide side as most teams do. So 3 left, 2 right, Gooch in the backfield all by himself. 3 successful drive going here. There's 7 minutes to go until this game is over. Snap. He's heading over to the left side, drops back, and gets absolutely crushed by Dan.
Yeah, the receivers didn't do a very good job of spreading the field out on that one, especially on the left-hand side. They were way too close. It was too easy for the corner and the safety to make a good communication and cover that.
3 receivers now on the right side. Snap at the 14-yard loss on the sack. And 3 free rushers up the middle is going to cause Gooch to drop back and just toss it up, and it is caught by Eric.
Wow.
He fought through great coverage by the Seahawks. Picks up 25 yards. The Warriors cross the 50. Snap rolls to the left. Free shot in. Mal gets a fumble on the play. And it's going to be picked back up by Gooch. Near disastrous. Mal comes in, wraps him up, and then still gets credited for the tackle. So in that play, Mal came in, forced a fumble, and got a tackle. Did it all. So 3 receivers now on the right side, 2 to the left. Gooch taking a moment. About 5.5, approaching 5.5 minutes. Snaps, heads to the right, steps up, steps back, drops back, throws it, and a beautiful pass to Eric. He's been the go-to guy on this drive. Picks up 18 yards.
Where was this at the first 3 quarters? If they could be playing this explosively, this could have been a different game.
Yep. Snap. Steps up. He's got room to roll. Cuts inside. Cuts back outside. Gets hit by Dan. Picks up 6 yards. Second down and 4.
Yeah, they've just taken way too long to get hot.
So now approaching 5 minutes to go. Snap. Rolls over to the right. Cuts back to the left. Mal's all in his face as he has been for a vast majority of the day. Dan's there, Mal's there, dropping back, throws it short, and it's going to be caught by Sick, and a first down. Picks up 5 yards on about a 30-yard pass.
Good job, though, by Sick. Good awareness by him to see that his quarterback was in pressure after a long time of being in pressure, but still.
First down and 10. Snap, rolls to the left, cuts inside, back outside. Good block on the edge. And he's going to have some room to run. He's going to cross it to the 10, cuts back inside. Crosses the 10 to the 8, going to be tackled right at the 8.5. Picks up 7 yards. It's going to be second down and 3 for the Warriors, moving the ball down the field on the Seahawks. Snaps, he's going to roll left, cut back around. Nice little loop. Looking for a receiver, still dancing around, trying to get a block. Throws it. That is going to be right into the hands of Crevin. Intercepted in the end zone. Going to be tackled there. Ball's going to come out to the 20-yard line. Threw it up. I mean, it was triple coverage. And Crevin just right where he needed to be to make the interception. And the Seahawks get the ball back as it goes. And as it has been for the Warriors, the entire second half, just nothing. A really good drive ends in a turnover in the end zone. We climb inside of 4 minutes to go into this game as final. And the Seahawks set with a 44-14 lead. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right.
Down said, hey.
Trevin snaps, heads over toward that side. Throws it quick out to the side. Beautiful pass. Good little adjustment. Good catch. Picks up 14 yards. Nice little corner route. Now his trip's going to be to the right
Down
side.
said, hey.
Snap, rolls right, steps up inside, room to run, 45, cuts around, waits for a block, beating all the angles, and here goes Crevin. Tackle from behind by Darian, picks up 18 yards. Like it was going to be a whole lot more.
You know, I will give props to the Warriors defense, though. That was pretty much the only big run we've seen from Crevin all game.
Down said, hey.
Snap, he rolls to the right, waiting for a block, finally gets it, drops back. Throws it out over into the flat. Heads up the side. Gets tackled. Picks up 25 yards. First down and 10 at the 17-yard line. And I just got brought in some candy. Be happy about that. So first down and 10 at the 17. Snap rolls over toward the right. Waits for a block. Got a receiver short. Nice pass. Fights through a tackle. But eventually gets yanked down. That's Dante. Eric on the coverage, 13 yards in the right direction for the Seahawks. And they are getting close to putting some more points on the board as we approach the 2-minute warning. Snap, rolls to the left, throws it right into the middle, into an empty space. It skips into the locker room. Crevin lines up. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Snappy heads over to the left side. Crevin backs up. Zaney had a good little look at him, was unable to do anything. Crevin then goes back over toward the right, looking for a receiver. Got a pass back left. Didn't want it. Runs in, not touched. Not stumbled, not touched, not nothing. Touchdown for the Seahawks as we hit the 2-minute warning and the score 50-14 as they line up to go for 2. So, Billy, I got a big question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Down, so
well, I think that it's just a case of the Warriors' coverage not being as talented as the Seahawks receiving core. The defensive line, in my opinion, for the most part of this game, have done their job. It's just the coverage just hadn't been there. See?
What do you attribute the lack of offense to on the Warriors side?
The receivers of the Warriors aren't as talented as the coverage of the Seahawks.
That's
so it's pretty much the same thing. Yeah,
yeah.
It's pretty much the same thing, just inverted. But really, like, in all honesty, both of the trenches have been battling it out all game, and I think that both offensive and defensive lines of both teams have done a great job. It's just the ball carriers on each of the team, or on the Warriors side, just didn't come through in the clutch. In my opinion, the biggest thing was in that middle. The middle coverage has just been left wide open all game. And then in the end zone, the corners have been pretty much wide open all game.
Yeah, and one thing I've seen too, I don't know if it is the Warriors regressing or the front four of the Seahawks just getting tired with how things were going. But the Seahawks really stepped up their pressure in the second
ball in play.
Well, I think it also, it's when towards the second half, I think the Warriors started thinking that it was over, and I think that they probably let off the pedal, because towards the beginning of the game, especially in the and in the beginning of the half, they were a little bit better than they are playing right now.
Kick down the middle. It's going to be taken by Goose. He's going to run straight back up. He's going to get to the 20. He's going to cut inside, back outside. There's a whole lot of Seahawks, but he gets a block to get around the edge. He's going to get to the 30, dance around again, drops back, though, to the 28-yard line. 27.5, 28-yard line. A little over a minute to go in the ball game. Seahawks completely dominant here in the second half. Snap. Dances around. He's going to be taken down by Otis. Otis gets the stumble. Otis gets the sack. Inside of a minute ago now, 52-14. I think this game was at 21. It was 21 to 14 at halftime. If I'm not mistaken. Something like that. So just a dominant performance by the Seahawks. And another sack by Mal. Taking down Gooch 13 yards in the wrong direction. Like I said, in the first half we didn't see this, but I don't know if the front four for the Seahawks woke up or if the front three for the Warriors have gone to sleep.
I think so. If I had to guess, it'd be more that. Maybe both, but I think it is more of the O-line just kind of giving up.
Yeah, because there's really much blocks happening. It's going to throw it up, and this is going to be interesting, and it's going to be intercepted by Dante. I think his third tonight. There are 20 seconds to go. Look for the Seahawks to try to score, use timeouts if they need to. They like to get as many points because point differentials do matter. So 52 to 14, 20 seconds to go, and the Seahawks have the ball again. Snap rolls right. Keeps rolling right. Keeps rolling right. Comes back left. Throws it along the sideline. It's going to be caught and out of bounds. There are 9 seconds to go, so this ball's going to the end zone. This will be the last play of the game. So if you had to pick a player of the game in this one, who would it be?
I'm going to go ahead and go with Dante. He's been really good on defense. And then he's also been, a man of impact on offense as well. So for me, it would either be Dante or Jaden.
And Gooch gets the interception in the end zone, trying to dance around. There's no time left, so he just needs to try to run it out. I mean, you're not going to get the ball. You're not going to get the ball on the 20.
Another safety.
Good game.
No, it's not a safety.
Good game.
Touchback, but the game's over.
Oh, sorry.
Yep. All right, game is over. Seahawks 52, Warriors 14. A close game at half turned into a dominating performance by the Seahawks in the second half. I was thinking of player of the game.
Thanks, Ryan.
I think it'd be a solid one. Made a lot of interceptions. I think we had 3. Had some really solid catches as well for his team. But for the Seahawks, sometimes you can just pick out a player that stood out. But I felt this was a very balanced approach by them. A lot of people played really well tonight for them. So I mean, we can say Dante if that's who your vote is, because I don't really specifically have a vote, because I don't think any one player just absolutely blew the game out of the water. I think everybody did it for the Seahawks. It was a lot. It was a lot of the Dans got involved.
Family hug.
Crevin was on point or got on point in the second half. It was just a whole lot went right for the Seahawks.
Absolutely.
If you name Dante, we can go with Dante. I'm okay.
All right.
But if that's all we got, that's all we don't have any ads to do.
Nope.
Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead.
I'm pretty good at getting those ads out real quick, so we usually don't have anything to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember, just hang around, and about an hour and 10 minutes, we're going to have the Bulldogs against the Titans to end the doubleheader. But here we are at the end of this game. Congratulations to the Seahawks, 52-14 winners over the Warriors. Seahawks remain undefeated. Warriors with our first loss of the year. So come back with us at 7 o'clock, and we will see you guys for the Titans and